Corey Homicide Williams, and you're now watching Gully Sports TV.
If you're tuning in to me, you watching Gully TV. I'm here with a New York City legend. You a legend, period, my nigga.
Yeah.
Basketball royalty, and I've been waiting to do this forever. Skip to my motherfucking Lou.
Pleasure, man.
Who gave you the name?
Man,
Hannibal?
The name, no, not Hannibal. Duke Tango Al Cash.
No doubt.
They came up with the nickname Skip to my Lou one time I was coming down the court at Rucker, and I just thought of something to get the crowd their feet, and I kind of like put a little spin on the ball on a fast break, and I just started skipping with the ball, and the defender went for the ball. I just wrapped it around my neck, threw it to my teammate. He caught it and dunked. It was all in stride. So, and they were like, yo, ladies and gentlemen, we got a new nickname for him. This is Skip to my Lou. So my first nickname was the Energizer.
Got it.
I was a young kid, maybe 13, about to turn 14 that summer. And I played in Rucker. Actually, Rucker more older, grown men or guys that's in college or some overseas playing that always come back and play. And what happened was I was the youngest, so they would sub me in. I'll come off the bench, and then they'll sub me in. We're about 10, 13, 15 points, right? And I'm just coming down, I'm going. I'm weaving through in and out traffic, throwing dimes, dropping off. And they was like, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Energizer, buddy. He keeps going, he keeps going. He goes, so that was my nickname before Skip to my Lou. And that's what just blew everybody's mind when I did the skip thing a year later, and it just took off like wildfire.
Your contribution to this basketball shit is just incredible. I remember my first time seeing you on ESPN when they had the Animal mixtape thing going, and I was locked up at the time. When I got to the streets, they had tangible videotapes, VHS tapes.
VHS.
Yeah, the VHS joints.
And adjust the tracking.
Adjust the tracking, right. And I'm watching this shit, I'm like, God damn. And I was done with basketball. I played basketball growing up, all through school, all of that. And I was done with it. I had became a part of the streets. But once I started seeing that shit, I'm like, damn, this shit is dope. I wanted to dribble a fucking basketball again. I mean, I believe it did that to everybody. What type of drills were you working on, or did you develop your skills by playing 21 in the hood?
It was more. It was a combination of everything. Back then there weren't a lot of guys coaching wise and that were getting us kids up to do a lot of drills. Right. I mean, it might have been one, maybe two. Okay. Right, and you had to have played with them or for them at some point. What helped us was that the parks was enormous. The run in the park it made you come back for more. Whether you got your behind kicked or whatever, you came back for more. And then when you weren't playing, you got a chance to watch the older people do their thing. Right. So a lot of guys, in the parks and neighbors, especially in New York City, all over, major inner cities, the guys in the park was doing their thing with that ball. And you had a chance to sit on the side and like, okay, when they get off, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. So that's what helped me.
Not to cut you off. Before you crafted all your expertise, your tricks, you were seeing older guys in the hood doing some of that slick shit with the ball. Give me some names.
I mean, these guys weren't household names at that time. They were just local. I call them heroes to me. They were my local here because I got a chance to see these guys every day in the park. It wasn't until I got older when I started moving around, playing. I'm from Southside Jamaica, Queens. I started playing Thomas in Brooklyn, Queens, and Bronx. I started seeing what you call so-called park legends, playground legends, and that's when I got a chance to see Speedy. He was in the movie Butter Rim. Okay. Light-skinned guy, Speedy Williams. I got a chance to see the Dancing Doogie. He was one of the guys that's playing in Rucker. That's who first time I ever went to Rucker to see a game. The Dancing Doogie. They used to always come down. The dancing one. He had that ball on the yo-yo. Right. Got a chance to see those guys. And then you had a chance to hear about all the Fly Williams, Joe Ham. I got a chance to meet all these guys, through my travels in the park and everything. When I was young coming up in Rucker, the guy that was young before me was the Future. The Future was the Skip to Lou. Yeah, shout out to Malloy. He was the Skip to Lou of his era. Right. You know what I'm saying? He was the young guy.
I love how all of y'all immediately pay homage to Future. Sham God did the same.
Oh, indeed, man, indeed. Like, I never went up to Rucker Park to watch games. It was only twice I actually went there to watch a game. The first time was the Future was playing. The second time, was Dancing Doogie was on the court.
Right.
After that, I even went up there because I had a game. That's the only time. Like, if I had a game, I went up there. After that, we got back to South Side.
Tell me about this story
You know, so-
I've always heard, man, about you showing up to the game at halftime and shit like that.
It's a few of those stories, bro. It wasn't
all
by
purpose,
design. No,
Okay.
I never wanted to come at halftime.
Right.
What happened was, look, I was a street kid. I'm a hood kid. Every day we playing dice. You know what I mean? So we on the corner, we on the block playing CeeLo.
Right.
Everybody that's playing CeeLo is going to the game when it's time to go to the game.
Right.
You know how intense the dice games get.
Yeah.
So now you
You might
locked
have been
in.
down.
At this time, I'm 15, 16. This is everything in life to me right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? I ain't got no money. My
Might
mother
not
ain't got no
eat
money.
later
That's what
on.
I'm saying. So this is everything in life. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to get it all.
Right.
Next time I turn around, everybody done took off to go to the game. I look up. We play at 6 o'clock. It's 5:15.
Right.
In rush hour traffic in New York City. So I'm
Yeah.
like, yo, I'm gonna get. So now I gotta take a cab. You know, and back then, New York City, if you live in areas where you can flag a cab down, or you gotta go to the cab stand.
Yeah.
Or call a cab.
Right.
So I gotta call my favorite cab driver, which is at that time was number 88. So when you see Nas with the new joint, car 85,
Right.
every had that one car number. I had car 88.
Gotcha.
So I had to call 88 and get me to the game. But by the time we get through traffic, I'm late.
Right.
I get there, I put on a show. But the argument after the game with all the homies from the neighborhood is like, yo, how y'all gonna leave me? Y'all going to see me, and how you leave the show? So everybody uptown in Harlem thinking Skip keep gonna come late because he want the crowd step. No,
Right.
I wanna bust their ass from jump tip to the
Right.
end. That's how I was, but. You know, I get that half, and I get them the show from half, and you know, everybody that knew me at that time, I'm then there walking out the park, like apologizing to people, fans. I don't even know, like, yo, my bad, I wasn't trying to come at half.
People
I'm
standing in the line.
I'm sorry to give you a half show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But that's what it was, man. It was just it was a situation that you in the neighborhood, man. You trying to get $1, and for me, it was better me roll dice than to really get in the field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was like, you know what? The most they can have
Yeah,
to me,
right.
the most they can have to me is two things. Either they gonna give me a summons because it's only a ticket,
Right.
or the stick up kids coming, and we all know better. You know, you from the streets, it's better to get the money up because you can save your life.
Right.
You know, we can get this money back later on the night.
Tell me about the basketball privilege in regards to having encounters with the stick-up kids.
Well, it was respected and it's understood. You know,
When they see you-
for me, streets and ball, I played both sides of it.
right.
You know, I always tell the kids, I did my share of dirt out there, but I realized at some point I couldn't do both.
Got it.
You know, I was a juvenile kid, so I remember getting on the bus, right, taking what I had no business doing to Albany, Schenectady, Troy.
Oh, no doubt.
You see what I'm saying? I had people. My brother and them. We go to Coatesville, right? We go to Pittsburgh, PA.
Yeah.
You know, so we at a young age was already in the field.
Southside.
But what happened was, I knew just one thing could save my life, and I was nice and ball. And I said basketball would save my life. So all the people in the streets in the hood, they knew, respect that.
Yeah.
And that was one thing that every city, I don't care if you was in Philly, DC, they knew to respect them kids that's playing ball. Leave them alone. It was respected throughout. It was like, you know, you got hidden rules in the street, you got hidden rules in life. This was a hidden rule. It didn't have to be told. It's like, yo, them kids, them youngsters playing ball, leave them alone.
No doubt.
Today, totally different. You know what I'm saying?
They
You
ain't
see
really
kids
respect-
get
they're not really respecting
You
the
see kids
athlete
getting
rules.
gunned down in the street. Yeah, this was a prominent basketball player. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We had people protecting us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, after a while, it was like, whatever's going on in the street was like, yo, let them go. Let them walk by. Hold on a second, y'all. Let them ball players go ahead. Hey, yo, man, y'all keep doing y'all thing. Stay out of trouble. Now, it's like, damn them.
I believe once it became cool to use the term savage, I hate it. It was probably birthed and promoted in music. The deterioration of a lot of, I don't know, our characters, not me, but our characters, so to speak. It just became where our era was cool to be a basketball player, like super cool.
It was the loveliest thing.
A basketball player was like running neck and neck with a drug king.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I'm living proof. I'm living proof. Everyone glorified the drug kingpin. When I walk down the street and I'm 16 years old, they like, nah. You know, all the little kids, they looked at me just like they looked at him.
And the drug kingpin.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because you know why? Remember, we all. The Biggie line is because that's what I'm alluding to.
Right.
They all had aspirations to be ball players, athletes. Right? So the Biggie line is you either had a wicked jump shot or you sling clapper.
Right.
It's the true statement in every inner city. Detroit,
totally
DC,
true.
LA, like
totally
New York,
true.
Philly. So that's why they look up to because, they looking at it as I was once you until this side got a hold of me.
Absolutely.
Right? It's like you said in the beginning, yesterday, in the beginning before we started, it's like, my dream was playing ball until I went that route.
No doubt.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was gonna be that kid too. Nice, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Until I had to stop that other route. Like, chill out.
I knew you knew some major players because I seen you on ESPN with a bucket hat on a couple times.
Yeah.
You might have had a Kango on.
I come from that environment.
Terry Clough joint.
Yeah, I come from that environment. Listen, man. Sergio Tachiti tracksuits.
Right.
The big time I was like, man, let's go get that. The
No
feel out velour. You know?
Yeah,
You
when
know
y'all
what
would
I'm
wear it, I would love,
Yeah.
like I said, I was locked up when when the episodes was running on ESPN.
Right.
I could always depend on you and Shane to have a good velour.
Yeah, Shane.
Some Timbs or
Shane, one thing about Shane was living out to the fullest, man. You know what I mean? But it's our era. It's what we come up in, and it's so weird, man. The funny thing is, doing this interview with you is like I follow all your stuff so much, and I think one of your things that you said you're gonna bring out soon is with the guy Gibbs talking about Supreme Team Fat Cat.
Oh, absolutely.
So at the end of the day, that's where I come from.
There.
I grew up in that area.
When I started to do the research on the Supreme Team,
it was incredible.
And every time a basketball name would pop up, I'm like, I know him, Derek Chivas.
We play same neighbor. Same neighbor.
David Edwards.
Same neighbor.
So you know how I'm going to these stories, looking for information on drug kingpins and street stuff and hip hop, and I'm like,
it all correlates.
Derek Chivas. I'm like, he played for Missouri. I remember him. And then and these guys grew up together, and some of them were related. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, we all idolized. So like Dave looked up to Derek Chivas. I looked up to Dave Edwards.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? And then me and Dave we started hanging out every day. Before he passed away, that was my running mate every day. Till this day. You know what I'm saying? Because he understood. It's understood. Even if I grew up in your name, I looked up to you. But after a certain time, our childhood leads us to where we're shy to tell you this.
True.
To the point where now we were grown men. I said, yo, Dave, man, I wanted to be like you, man. I wanted to go to Georgetown.
Right.
There's only a couple of coaches I ever wanted to play for, and I got a chance to play for one of them. It was John Thompson,
did you get to meet those guys?
Lou Conaseca, and Jerry Tarkanian.
You met all of them, though?
Met all of them.
No doubt.
I met all of them. John Thompson did an interview with me when I was in the playoffs one time. I had to let him know before the interview started. You mean the world to us.
No doubt.
You mean the world to us black people because the way you was able to save all those kids from Baltimore and DC to get them to come to your school and change them as young kids to men.
Georgetown fan growing up?
Yeah, big time. Patrick Ewing, all that. Patrick Ewing was my assistant coach, and I had to tell him to. That's what I say. You swallow your pride, your ego, bring your pack.
Houston?
He's my assistant coach here in Houston, and when I got traded to Orlando, he's my assistant coach.
No
and I just swallowed my pride. He used to call me Mr. New York. I said, I was like, bullshit. You New York. I said, I remember draft day till this day that they called your name to the Knicks. Right. We ran in the middle of the street, people doing cartwheels and flips because we knew that you'd probably bring us a championship.
No doubt.
No
doubt. One of my favorite players. I will forever associate Patrick Ewing with an era of blackness. This is when families would sit down around a TV to watch the game and shit like that.
And he's had his fair share of injustice along the way. Yeah, remember, he grew up in Boston.
Right.
We don't even got to go in depth about Boston. That man had to go through it. They called him a monkey. And he's Jamaican. They called him Monkey. I remember he went to Villanova. It was the game. It was the Biggie's game of the week. Remember, maybe one or two Biggie's games come on because that's when the Biggie started on network.
Big Monday.
Right? No, that's not ESPN. This is when Patrick Ewing and they weren't on ESPN all the time.
Okay.
Nah, the Big East has started. They used to have the Big East game of the week.
Gotcha.
So you had to hurry and catch it. You got to make sure your TV you had that channel.
Right.
And they played Villanova at the Spectrum, and they were calling them monkeys. They had signs, man, and you know. For a young man to go through that, you know what I'm saying, and for him to persevere and endure and to become a Hall of Famer through all that, it says a lot about who he is and how he's raised.
Absolutely. Let's talk sneakers, man. The nerve of you playing in some Jordans, man. Like that stood out when I was watching you on tape. I'm like, this nigga playing in some Nikes. That was almost a basketball curse.
It was back then. It was like that was a don't do.
Yeah, we didn't wear sneakers and didn't wear his jersey. You ever wear his jersey never in a game?
No.
You ever wore 20?
No.
It was almost like a curse. Like, how dare you?
Especially put on some Jordans, man.
Yeah.
You know, again, one of those situations, man, it was the rucker. You know, first of all, you gotta have some. If you want a top player, you can't be walking in there with some nonsense.
Right.
So I got in the car, headed to my game, got everything, my shorts. Remember back then you didn't have a full uniform, it was a t-shirt.
Just a shirt,
with the number in it, right? And I'm like, yo, I ain't got my, so we already on the highway, I ain't got my sneakers. My homeboy, Mook Diamond, who, he's the nephew of Cauley Wall.
Mook Diamond he at a point in time does the same thing that I do. He did.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
He was doing, I was saying Mook Diamond because now he got Hood Royalty TV. He does the comedy and now he got all kinds of stuff he's doing in Queens. But his uncle is Cauley Wall.
Got you.
Right, who's affiliated with, you know, the Fat Cats and all that back then. So we ride in the car. He like, yo man, pull over. We run in the sneaker store. I'm thinking, yo, let's just get a pair of Air Force One, some Uptowns and some high tops with the strap. Right? He like, fuck that. Man, you just get to my look. We going in style. Yo, let's go come on, get the Jordans. Throw them on, put them on right now. We run in the park with the Jordans. We already late. Right. I run in the park with the Jordans on, and I give them work. You know what I'm saying? And those were my basketball shoes.
I never could play in the sneakers.
You know what I'm saying? Either. So it was crazy because we young at the time, and you know, he's only a year older than me, but he's act like my big brother my whole life. Like, yo, man, leave the street stuff alone. Right. He's one of the rare guys. Yo, leave that street stuff alone. Yo, I got this. Don't worry about anything you need. You go to college, I'm gonna send it. Woo, woo, woo. You know, I also had a pocket full of money because I was known as the dice man in Queen because I had this no fear. I had a no fear of the bet. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I had no fear. You know what I mean? Like whatever the bet is, whatever's in the bank. You know, we play CeeLo, so somebody got the bank, right? So when I'm like, whatever the bank, man, stop it, man. I don't care if it's $3,000, stop it. You know, so I had no fear of the bet. So they always knew where to find me, man. So, you know, it didn't matter. It didn't matter what that day as far as the Jordans go. It didn't matter how much, whatever that thing cost. But that's what we was going to get, and that's what I ran up there, ran out on that court with. Showed your ass.
Tell me about whose idea was it to make a tape, Skip versus Alamo?
Oh, so the Skip vs. Alamo tape came back. We was all affiliated with Amway at this time.
Right.
Alamo, God bless his soul, RP. But so it was something to keep the interest going, keep the buzz going about AND1 because AND1 at this point was everywhere, especially every major inner city.
Right.
So now it was like, okay, this summer was like, okay, what's the buzz now? Because the tour was already a buzz. So what could we go? So for us in New York, it was like, yo, we got to get these two New York dudes. So it was more of a promo thing, as more than us, him and I against each other. Because him and I we was one of the two hottest names in Rucker Park at the time. So we were two guys. So we only played against each other once, maybe twice every summer in Rucker because you got the one game during the regular season, and then if we saw each other in the playoffs, then that was it.
And y'all wasn't sticking each other.
Not really, because very so often because you know Alamo's 6'7", 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", around that line, and I'm 6'2", so we had big guys on my team that match up with him.
Right.
So, But then sometimes we'll have a chance where we own each other, because we're both guards. So we'll have that time where we guard each other, man. But the beauty of that was we played against each other since we was little kids.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, since we was 10, 11, we played in a bunch of tournaments against each other, citywide, each one teach one.
So
all these different leagues.
knew him when he was 6'2".
We knew when he was 5 or 10.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We all grew up playing against each other, even though we all from different boroughs or different places. Like, I played against Shamgar since we was 10, 11, 12, Stephon, Kareem Reed, Alamo, you name it. We all had to cross paths. And I think for all of us, that's what's helped our game, because we knew every time we was in a tournament, we had to bring it, because we were going to face, from a guard standpoint, it was no day off.
Right.
So this weekend, I can play against Stephon. Next week, I got Shamgar. Finally, so if a guard's in New York City, it was no night off.
Y'all keeping score?
In our heads, we all knew.
Yeah,
we all knew. They, because I was from Queens, they thought I was trash. But then when I would say I got the best of them more times than they have more times than they got the best of me.
Right.
They know. You know what I mean? It's not a shot at them, because I salute them. Those are my guys, man. And when they went to college, man, I was their biggest fans, and I wanted to see them make it just as much as they wanted to see me make it. Me and Kareem Reed, we got a chance to play against each other. Fresno State played Arkansas, they beat us. Right. So he's got that one on me. Eric Harris.
Y'all had to defend each other in the game, huh?
Yeah. They don't have the whole game on YouTube, but they got the clips, and you can see the clips, and you can see it. You can hear the commentators talk about, like, man, these two are the pride of New York City right now out here. So it was big time for both of us, man.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So Alamo, he grew up with that handle. He had that handle the whole time.
Yeah, but we all
by the time we seen it, when you see somebody 6'6", 6'7" doing that shit.
But yeah, it was like I said, it was second nature to us, man. This is what we did all day, every day. We would play 3 games in a day, and then go to somebody's neighborhood and play. And then we don't live in houses. New York is full of projects, so we all, every last one of us lived in some sort of building or tenement, and we'll stand in front of the tenement and just be dribbling. And we'll play these dribbling games. You know what I'm saying? Whether they in my neighborhood or we in their neighborhood. I remember spending the night at Stephon Marbury house. We could dribble the ball up the steps. You know what I'm saying? Without the ball hitting the step and going back down.
The first time I ever seen that shit was on the documentary on Hollow Ground, and Future was dribbling, I think, down the steps.
Yeah. Without the ball hitting the step and taking off, we down the step. So dribbling was something that we were going to do because it was every day. It was every day. Basketball's in your face as much as street life is in our face. So as soon as we come outside, we seeing the big hustlers, this, that, third. When you come outside, but somebody got a ball, and no doubt. And it was like, what you about to do with that thing? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it was.
What did you think about Bone Collector? On camera, look, hold on.
Go ahead.
You did that. On camera, looked like you were irritated by his buzz.
No.
It just looked like I think you was irritated by him, Skip, because you was the nigga doing all this slick shit, and he came along and everybody was talking about him. Bone Collector.
You remember at this time I was almost pretty much done with Rucker.
Right.
When Bone Collector come, I was only making spot appearances.
He still had the reputation of a dinosaur.
Bone Collector was killing out there, right? He was killing. I can't be irritated with somebody doing the same thing that I've done already.
Okay.
It was the same thing for me.
That's what it seemed like you were irritated.
It was the same thing with Future. Future wasn't irritated when I came out there and was garnered the spotlight.
Right.
I wasn't irritated with Bone Collector. The problem with Bone Collector is not from New York. Bone Collector got with somebody from New York and allowed him to put this battery in his back that he had to be arrogant and ignorant towards some of us.
Oh, so he would come through and not be speaking and shit like that?
No, it was just not so much that. It was just his demeanor, his approach to a lot of us. And we're looking at him like, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? It was like, that's all it was. It was nothing else. So we had to nip that.
Also basketball shit, you got to respect
right.
Though, right?
So when we nipped that in the bud, because the guy that was putting it back, if somebody had to go check that dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we had to, listen, my man, don't try to put this man against us. And the man got to get back to California.
Right.
So it was going to go deeper than basketball, how we allow it to be. Right. Now, as far as our games, the game is self-explanatory. Bone Collector is nice with the handle and nice with throwing between your legs. We've never seen him at that time play some real basketball.
Right.
So his game wasn't scary.
Right.
It was just, okay, he gonna catch you.
After a while, he started playing like real basketball. He developed the jump shot. Like, you don't.
He developed what jumper? Bone is nice. So I got a chance to go to California and go in the gym and play bone.
Right.
And that's when I finally saw that, oh snap. So you really can hoop.
Yeah.
It ain't just, I got to throw between
Oh, okay.
But at that time in Rucker, we never saw it.
Right.
So for me, it was like, can he play? Because that's what people don't, that's the part you got to separate Skip to Malou from and one Skip to Malou.
Right.
Then Skip to Malou in New York City. And that's the part people realize in New York City, no, Skip will come here and give you 35, 40 if you don't let or Skip will give you trickery, sorcery, he'll wrap around your head, he'll just,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So at the time, that's what it was about. It was more of, can he really play ball with us out there?
Right.
That's all it was.
He said sorcery. That's just
yeah, you know what I'm saying. So that's what they would call me that when I'm coming. Sometime on the mic, like he's about to get he's everything, trickery, sorcery.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying. They would say everything when I was playing out there, man. You know what I'm saying. They're like, oh, that Skip to Malou, he'll make a fool out of you. Then the next day, man, hey, that Skip to Malou, the bucket getter.
Right.
You don't know what game I'm coming with.
I seen you on the N1 episode one time. You was like, yo, man, they don't get it. You was like, every city we went to, it was a killer there. It was a nigga that do the same shit. Would y'all go to cities and you would see a guy and be like, God damn, this nigga.
Every city. Every city. And my thing with those guys, like I said, it's respected.
Yeah.
We ain't the only ones doing it. Remember, there was somebody before me. I just I tell you, Dancing Doogie, Speedy, all these dudes doing it before me.
Right.
What makes you think there's not gonna be some kids or some man doing it in these other places?
Okay.
I know we went to DC. We found the kid Silk.
Andre Poole.
Man, this kid was so nasty with that ball, man. I said, damn, smooth. I mean, skinny like me.
Yeah.
So when I had a chance to meet him, they was like, man, everybody called me Skip around here. They thought they remind them of you.
Yeah.
I said, nah, man, you who you are.
Silk.
You Silk.
Yeah, Andre Poole.
You nice in the mud down here, man.
Word.
Like we go to Portland, Oregon, we find a professor. Till this day, who's on YouTube with 2 million, 5, 6 million views? The professor.
Yeah.
Respected.
Respected.
They used to hate on him.
My thing was, he turned into a freak. I'm not gonna lie. I think probably through training and drills, he just turned into a freak. But at that time,
But that's what we did.
I think the things that he was
What we did.
doing, the stuff that he was doing, pharmacists was doing. And it was dudes doing it.
But it was my thing.
It was kind of like an Eminem thing. You think it was an Eminem situation?
Now, I'm about to say, and we're not on no racist stuff like that because I love Fest, right? But we gotta admit, we never seen a white kid do something like that. Then all of a sudden, we see Jason Williams, right? We saw Jason Williams. That's the only one, right? Okay, before that, you gotta go back to Pistol Pete Maravich.
Yeah.
Bob Cousy. Now look how far we going back. We weren't even born. I'm born in 1976, so I wasn't even born when Pistol Pete was doing this stuff. I had to get the tapes.
No doubt.
You see what I'm saying? So you don't see that from that race and culture on a consistent like we see it from our culture and race. So you gotta respect it. Yeah, it was along the lines with something that, but however, you gotta respect it. Then you have to respect the fact what he brings to the table. He brought a whole different fan base.
Facts.
So that was, and I try to help all those guys understand that. What you should do is get on board with him because he can help your fan base because he bringing 20 million
pop. He's a pop star.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say. So as much as we can say, yeah, Eminem lyrics ain't really all that. It's a whole different fan base to rap right now.
Yeah.
You looking at 100 million.
He's a whale.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So so then you got the right. So look, with 50 of them get on board, right?
Right.
Jay-Z do track with him.
Right.
This is just strategic, smart stuff, business move. If I'm 50, I signed with Eminem. I'm getting 100 million white people to love me.
No doubt.
Right? Then I'm gonna do all endorsements. I'm gonna do vitamin water. I'm gonna do this. Right? That's him. That's Professor to this day. We should move this.
Did you? Yeah. Did you have? The first night you got the nod.
Yeah, we got shit. Man, we played against Philly. We played against Philly, man.
And who were you with? What ball club?
The Bucks.
Okay.
And at this time, Allen Iverson was God on that court, man.
Right.
Eric Snow and all of them. So my first start, Sam Cassell was hurt, and in the newspaper that they interviewed Ray Allen, he kind of mentioned something like he didn't say my name. He just like he didn't feel that we have a guard at the time that could step in and play right away and help us like Sam, right?
Right.
I didn't score a lot that night. I ended up having like 6 points, but I had 10 assists, and we won.
No doubt.
So I didn't say nothing to the man before the game because you want to keep my mind. But after the game, I let him see the quote.
Yeah.
Like, Ray.
Yeah, what's up?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what you meant, like, but like, we're your teammates. So whether it was me starting or was it, I forgot, I think we might have Vinny Del Negro, one of those guys he worked with. It didn't matter if one of them was starting.
Right.
You know, you still supposed to pull for us.
No
You
doubt.
supposed to believe in us. We your teammate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that was my thing with him. It's like,
He definitely shouldn't say that.
right, and it was like,
Even if he felt like that, he shouldn't have said
and
it.
he said he didn't mean it that way. I said, but you gotta be careful with the things you say, especially to the newspaper. So that was my first start. My second start was we played the Jazz, and I'm playing against arguably one of the best point guards ever played the game, a future Hall of Famer, John Stockton.
Okay.
And I'm matched up with him toe to toe, and I'm getting hit with screens from Karl Malone and all that.
Yeah,
So at that time I was a lot bigger. I was
screens.
on not your side, but I was, you know, if you saw some of my pictures back then, I was heavy on the weight room.
Right.
So, and I'm taking it. I ended up with 14 points, 10 assists,
Got
and
it.
we won.
Okay.
And then that's when everybody, not just around the league,
So
but
what
even
them
my
screens
teammates.
feel like? Steve said that
that
shit
shit
felt
is
like a
crazy,
brick wall.
man.
He
Listen.
said, man, they kept sending me through.
I'm saying all night long, all night long, all night long, man. But we were young bodies, you know. Steve France, a lot of us, we were young bodies, and we you know, we weren't taking care of our bodies,
Right.
You know, even though we got hit with all the screens, man. As soon as that final horn, where we showered up, went dead out. We was out somewhere partying like a rock star. Man, listen, we had everything. I put our leather jackets on, our Timbs, and we was at the restaurant. You know, went to the club. You know, so we, you know, that's who we were, man. It was. You know, it was a beautiful time, man. Just to young guys from the inner city that worked hard. We become the breadwinners in our family because once we made to the NBA, we have the most money in our family.
Right.
You can combine it, probably everybody in our family and
Still
come
got
together.
the
We
most.
still, you know, so
Right.
you know, we're young. We have a lot of money, you know, and we enjoyed it, man. You know, whether we did the right thing, we did the wrong thing. We reserved the right to do what the hell we wanted to do.
What was it like
You
sticking
know.
AI?
It's tough. It's tough, man. I made him work for every 30 points he got.
He said every
You know,
30.
if you ask him, he'll tell you, man.
Kept
One
your
thing about
hands on
Skip, yeah, I made him work. I made him go to his left.
Yeah.
And but he's fast, man.
Everything you're supposed to do,
He's
you
a
did it.
Hall of Famer, man. He's
Right.
relentless. He's gonna continuously coming at you. He's a bulldog. He's kind of, again, he has that no quit, no
Long
fear.
ass arms too.
The long arms, stronger than his appearance. Skinny, little wiry kid, but he's strong in his appearance, man. Because one thing about him, we gonna put him on the floor.
So playing against him, you could see that he had quarterback in him, that he might have played.
You can just see he was an athlete. You know, not only he could be quarterback. I'm surprised he never ran track. You know, things like that. 'Cause so a lot of them guys that come from that area, it's so weird. A lot of them that come from there is just natural athletes from that Virginia area. You know, look at it, like Michael Vick, all these guys that come
Curry.
from. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, damn, what the hell's wrong with us? Where we come from? Why
Did
we
you only
like
play
that?
basketball? Any other sports?
I was a baseball player. Baseball was my thing. Baseball was good at shortstop, man. I could hit, patient hitter. I love baseball to the day.
Conventionally, baseball players who play basketball are dumb nice. I don't think it's a skill set or something like that.
But also we got, it helps to have baseball in your area. So we got the Mets, the Yankees.
Okay.
You know, we got college baseball. That's pretty good. St. John's a good baseball team. So it helps to have baseball in your area for you to be pushed in that direction. So we grew up playing stickball first.
Okay.
You know, most of us we spray paint a square and an X on the building, and we get the broomstick and put the tape, and we go to the store and buy the the case of tennis balls. They remember they used to come in that little skinny thing.
Tube,
Tube, yeah. So it might be like, what, about 3 or 4?
Three.
Yeah. And that's what we did. So sometimes we will hit one over the thing, pull the next tennis ball out. So that's what we did. So then by the time we was 10 is when we went to Little League. We went straight into pitching and everything. We didn't play T-ball.
Right.
Remember, so where the coach throw it or put it on the tee. We didn't do none of that. We went straight into, kids that already been out there, and it was nothing to us, man. Getting hit with a hard ball. We were already tough kids from the city. So I remember, they put me in the mound and pitched one day, and the kid hit the line drive right there.
Pitched?
Yeah, I wasn't a good pitcher, but the kid hit a line drive right, hit me in my leg, and the coaches came out there with cold spray and said, "He's like, man, get up, Ray. I'm still looking for the next thing. Like, well, what you gonna do now? Hey, man, get up and let's go. Do some warm pitches and go." I'm like, "Oh, all right." I said, "Oh, this is baseball tough here." You know what I mean? Nowadays they stop the game for the kids, all the parents around there. I'm like, man, we were getting hit with line drives in our head, and they just sprayed cold spray on us, and there was no crying. And maybe one thing too, before you get the next question is, our parents didn't come to our games. We played basketball, football, baseball, and we used to wonder, like, damn, that was my mom's game. But we knew reality. The reality hit us at a young age. We had to face reality. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Our parents, they got more. Our dads ain't around. Our dads either strung out on drugs or they locked up. Your mother's trying to hold on by thread, working 2 jobs, right? So she ain't got time to come. So this is, and don't ask for no money. So this is what it is. So reality hit us, on. Nowadays I see the kids' parents come to the games and they're acting a fool, and I'm like, man, I'm glad my mother and them never came to my games. Cause my mother would have acted a fool because my mother would realize not only I'm one of the best players out here, the things that the other people are saying to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My mother and father would have acted an ass out here. So I'm like, now I'm so happy my parents ain't come to no basketball games. Because I'm out here dropping these little kids off something sick. And the adults is like threatening us. Yeah. I remember going to Brooklyn, like, man, you score another basket? I'm like, I'm scoring this basket. I don't care what you talking about. But can you imagine if your parents heard them tell you that? All hell. So I watched the parents now. I'm like, damn, I'm glad my parents ain't come to the game acting like this. Cause that's embarrassing.
What venue was the most exciting to play at in New York City when you were in high school?
High school?
Yeah, like maybe when you were a visiting team, somebody's home court that you went to visit, a team.
Oh, the same school that Dave Edwards, Lloyd Daniels, Andrew Jackson.
Andrew Jackson.
Yeah, that was because that's the hood. All your home. I didn't go to the hood school.
Game?
That was my school's rivalry.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I didn't go to the hood, my zone school. Those were my zone school.
Right.
Jackson, that's where all my homies from the neighborhood.
You had something to say about parochial school niggas too. Yeah. Cameron said who was it? I think Cam.
Yeah.
Said all the nice niggas went to Catholic
school. Well,
and you said I beg to differ.
Not so. Not really. Not really. A lot of them did go there, but you still had the nice dudes that was in the public school.
Right.
It's just the public school nice dudes weren't going to be eligible the whole time. Because like I said, look, we into what we into, man. Cutting class, rolling dice in the back, cutting with the ladies. That was big for us in New York City. I don't know how it is everywhere else, but New York City, you could walk out that front door. You know what I'm saying? So if the girl lived in Harlem, I live in Queens, I'm on the train.
Right.
Like I said, so we exposed to a lot in New York City. You know what I'm saying? We knew how to get short stay hotel rooms real quick. You know what I mean? We just was just so wild. Like
advanced.
I'm talking about $59 needed for 3 hours. And it was that's just the way life was. We was exposed to so much, man, and we was into that stuff. So, and our grades suffered. You know what I'm saying? Our grades took a hit. Like, I didn't play my high school ball all the time. I played my freshman, sophomore year. My junior year, I played 5 games. My senior year, I played 4 games.
Because of eligibility?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I was killing, but my sophomore year, I was 25 points per game. They didn't want to put me on All City. I'm sitting there like, there's not too many people on All City putting up the numbers. And I played against them, and I had 30 on them. But they didn't want to give me All City as a sophomore. And then
my junior truancy?
No, I played the whole year. They just didn't want to. I don't know why they didn't put me on All City.
So tell me about this story I hear about you, Richie Parker, and Alamo being invited to Fresno State. Is that true?
I know I was invited. I do know Jerry Tarkanian came to Rucker Park and was courting Alamo.
Okay.
I think the Richie Parker part came on after Talk was trying to get Alamo and myself down there.
Got it.
Talk already had his hand on me coming out there because I was in junior college in California.
Got you.
And I played against his son who was coaching one of the junior colleges I played against, and Talk happened to come to that game.
Right.
So we were the two powerhouses out there. His son's school and the school I went to. We met up in the quarterfinals.
Right.
The gym is packed. The fire marshal had to get all the people out, most of the people out the gym. And they was expected to beat us. They was number one school. On that team, they had my teammate at Fresno State, Avondre Jones.
Okay.
They had another guy that was on this And1 mixtape with me, Sick With It.
Okay.
Name was Robert Kinney. He ended up going to University of Nevada. Not UNLV, but University of Nevada. They had another guy.
I never knew Sick With It went to college.
No, he was cold, man. Sick With It was cold in high school out there and college.
Okay.
They had another kid that went to UNLV, Warren Rose Green. So they was loaded, right? And we were loaded. Talk came to recruit. Look at Robin Kennedy, Sick With It, this game. Because Talk was about to he was taking the job at Fresno State. He needed some point guards to come in. And I had 24 points, 8 assists that night. And that kind of stopped Robin Kennedy's journey to go to Fresno State. Talk was like, no.
Him.
I need that kid.
Right.
I had got into a situation with one of my teammates at the school in which I didn't understand why the coach at the time, Phil Matthews, was my coach. And he kind of sided with the other kid. When the rest of the guys on the team was telling him, nah, Skip is in the right.
Right.
We were playing a video game, and the kid, he's like 6'6", kept popping me in the back of my head. Yeah. Which, where we all come from, is a no-no.
Yeah, you tripping, yeah.
Right? I let the first two slide, like, yo, my man, chill out, man. Because we were cracking jokes on him. He was supposed to go out on a date with a chick, and the chick stood him up. So he got dressed, put on his best fragrance and everything. You know what I'm saying? At that time, the best fragrance probably was like Cool Water or one of them, you know, them corny joints, right? What's the juke?
Yeah. Old school.
So he laughed. I'm like, yo, the good thing about it, my man, is the room is smelling good. The room is smelling good. So, you know me, we cracking jokes on that.
Right.
In the last pop, there was a curl ball right there. Now, he's 6'7", 6'8". I'm 6'2", skinny as I don't know. And I even started lifting weights today. The curl ball is there. So I'm like, well, I don't think I got any wins with my fists together because I think if he grabbed me, I'm up Shit's Creek.
Right.
So I said, yo, I got the curl ball. And I just hit him. Boom. Right?
You did that in college?
Yeah. So now, but my teammates sit right there. Right. They all looking like, I would have did the same thing. That's what they say. They're like, yo, because it was all us guards that were playing the video games. Like me, two of my other guards that was on the team. Right. They sitting there. They shorter than me. They like, yo, I did the same thing. The dude was big as I don't know what. He's a power forward.
Right.
I hit him. I make sure I didn't hit him in his head and that. I hit him here because I'm like, yo, that way you can think about it.
Right.
And chill out.
Right.
You're not hurt. You ain't got to go to the hospital. I wasn't trying to hit you in your head because I know that's going to be a charge when you be knocked out with this weight ball. Yeah. So I hit him where I know it ain't got to hurt you, bro. You all right. You know what I'm saying? When it gets back to the coach, coach sided with him. Just because the coach is only thinking about the ladder.
Right.
In fact, I hit him. Yeah. Coach, I'm wrong for hitting.
Sounds bad.
But at the end of the day, this man he wouldn't get hit. If he ain't gonna be hit, smack me in my head.
Right.
So I was transferring that summer. Talk was trying to find out where I was. He came to New York City. And they brought him to Rucker Park. And that's when he's like, man, what do you think about transferring to Fresno?
Was you playing when he came?
Yeah.
He seen you do that shit out there?
Well, he already saw me he saw me, yeah. No, he was amazed. He's amazed. And if you look at some my YouTube clips when I was Fresno State, you see I do it in the game against LSU. I come down and wrap my hand around the ball and throw it to my teammate. Yeah, Talk. He knew what time it was.
You didn't wear 11 in college?
Yeah, I did.
When you
11 was something I was going to wear. Once I was a big fan of Isaiah Thomas. 11 was I was going to wear that to the death of me. And then when I saw the Isaiah Thomas story about how his mother in Chicago and they growing up the same way we grew up in New York City, single parent home. His mother.
Did you have on 11 on the Slam magazine? No,
because I didn't. Exactly. They didn't send me the jersey, so they just sent. When I had to do that, they had to send any jersey just to put on. So what we tried to do was I tried to make the move with the jersey. You can't really tell. Yeah. You can see the 1, but the other numbers are 4.
Okay. All right.
So what we try to do the best we can is to make it seem like 11 is on. You know,
'Cause I had that magazine. I think that's one of the most cherished.
it's a legendary
Slam
magazine. So I got it. My parents got it. My mother rather. My stepfather.
Do they
had
still
it.
put out Slam?
Yeah.
Shout out to Slam.
Slam got all up the Slam High School, the Slam this, the Slam that.
Word.
Yeah, Slam doing their thing, man.
What's your favorite sneaker to play in? I always like playing in the Air Raid, Tim Hardaway. Straps going to X.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about. I don't really have a favorite. That's why I don't have a favorite sneaker, man. To
Word.
be quite honest with you, man, I don't have a favorite sneaker, man. It was whatever felt good on my feet at that time.
I seen you said that when y'all was going to the game, you thought about buying a pair of Air Force Ones with the straps to play in. Y'all played in those in New York?
Yeah. Because it was night and day. You gonna get a new pair of those every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't until the rest of the world caught on to, you can't wear the all whites more than one day. Like we learned that in the 88, 89.
Right.
You might gonna get you two pair. You might want to get you two pair. So the rest, but the strap ones, we would wear those 1 or 2 times, and once that strap started dragging on that floor, throw the strap away, and those are your ball kicks now.
Yeah.
And then later go salute to the Philly homie Rasheed Wallace, and he brought him back out playing, and so every time we played against them, we used to give him a fire like, yo, that's mean right there, that's classic right there.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt. If you could make a list of your favorite New York City guards, they don't have to be points, they could be twos.
Well, they're gonna be gone. They're gonna be points.
Absolutely.
Ain't no real two.
Absolutely, they're gonna be
You
points.
came in now. I don't think you can name a two guard in New York that come out of New York City.
A two?
I don't think you can name. Not up to date, and if it is, it's probably one that probably didn't even have a long career in the NBA. Is what I'm saying. As far as two
So you saying y'all don't produce shooters? They say that about y'all. You know they say that.
We
about
We
y'all.
can't shoot. We don't even have the right facilities to learn how to shoot on.
He said,
Remember, that's when I was coming up. These
Alamo
kids
had a nice
today.
J.
Who?
Alamo had a
Hell
nice
no.
J. He said, hell no.
Al, look, I love Al. Al's form and everything. That was horrible.
Who do you consider to be a good
One of the
shooter?
best shooting guard was Marbury coming out. He was the
Steph.
He was one of the best shooters. Kenny had a decent mid range when he was coming out of high school. Kenny's left hand pull up was pretty good. Was damn good. Kenny Anderson's range, his 3-point range would never develop really.
Right.
Kenny Smith 3-point range developed when he got in the NBA. But we were all point guards.
Did you get a chance to play against Mike?
Yeah, when he was with the Wizards. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What happened?
I had a chance to go to Chicago one summer and work out with Mike, play some pickup ball.
For real?
Mike talks shit the whole game, man.
For real?
Mike talk. But I'd rather play pickup ball with Mike than Magic Johnson.
Why?
Because Magic cheats.
What do you do? That's my favorite
Magic's
player.
100. Magic's 1,000 his pickup runs that he held in LA and UCLA. If he missed a shot, y'all going down, laying the ball up on the other end. He's like, yo, when y'all ready to stop all this buffoonery and bring my foul down there, everybody's like, who fouled you, Magic? That's how Magic, and everyone can
One of them niggas.
Listen,
Magic,
at least Mike play ball, and Mike ain't calling all that sometimes.
Right.
It gotta be blankly damn near
So
obvious.
when you around these dudes, man, do they say, yo, man, show me some of that slick shit? I know they be wanting to see that shit.
Sometimes.
For real?
Sometimes. That's sometimes.
Give me.
So you gotta understand with these dudes, like they don't play ball in that type of atmosphere and environment.
Right.
You know what I mean? I had guys like Chauncey Billups and them, they're like, man, bring that shit with you. You know what I mean? So they want to see it, but then you got a lot of people that they want to see it, but they in fear of it too.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm happy he didn't bring that out.
Yeah.
I'm happy he didn't do that. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't like some of the comments.
I caught a few guys throughout my career in the NBA. I may have brought out that spin. I caught a few dudes.
Who'd you get it on? Who you put it on?
Who I caught Andre Miller. I caught Derek Fisher. I caught a lot of dudes with my legendary spin, move. I get them going that way. I'm rolling off their body, going the other way, and laying that thing. So I caught a lot of people.
You got a nice floater too.
No, I floated my teardrop. I didn't learn that from Mark.
Yeah.
That was Mark Jackson's really only shot at one point because his jumper was bad.
You're right.
And his post-up move was good, but other than that, when he come off the pick and roll, it was a quick teardrop.
I've seen him in person in
it's a big guard.
Oakland. I couldn't believe how big he was.
That's a big guard.
I said, no wonder he was backing niggas down.
Listen, we used to play summer league.
Yeah.
And Mark and shit talking too. And Mark was like, man, he's back the little dudes down. Like, man, if they put the more they sign you little dudes, I'm gonna have a long career. And be backing them. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't realize how big he was till one
Very
summer he came around and we got a chance to ask Mark questions. I'm like, this a big guard, and that's what everybody's like. That's what we trying to tell you, youngsters. You think it's easy to make it in the NBA, man? It's not. You guys, you got to put your weight on. You got to eat right. You got to get your strength up. You know what I'm saying? So just like when you saw me downstairs, like, you a tall guy. Like, yeah. I'm like, I'm pushing 6'3".
Every one of y'all that I've encountered was way bigger than me. I'm like, that's why these.
Especially than what you see on TV too, because you're used to seeing us around 6'7", 6'8", 6'9" guys. Yeah, we look smaller than what we are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I went back home sometime to play in the pro-ams and stuff, and they got smaller guards on me, I'm taking my time. I might roll them down the post real quick and just shoot over the top of them. Bop. And you're like, you don't post with NBA, I know, because I'm about my post up on you.
About this game that went down that was depicted on the AN1 stories when y'all went home and you was on the bus. She was like, man, y'all got to get serious, man. When we go back home, niggas ain't going to be doing no tricks and shit. Man,
because so that game when the AN1 team, because the New York was the final stop of this tour that summer.
Okay.
And we knew, a lot of us knew what was going to happen. We weren't, the guys that was going to show up to play weren't guys that was trying to put the ball in their shirt, roll on the ground. They wasn't doing that. They wasn't trying. Yeah, they were like, no, we don't care about that. Mind you, they can do that.
Right. Yeah.
That was the ill part. But though they kind of show y'all some ball, bro, and not trying to do that. So that's what I was trying to get people to understand. Like, yo, this might not be a game totally.
Yeah.
For all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't, it was kind of like when we went to Philly, but then when we got to Philly, the guys that I expected to probably play, that wasn't their thing at that time during the summer.
Okay.
You know, so when you got like the Alvin Williams, LeVan Alston, all that, Pooh Allen.
Pooh Allen, yeah.
Those at that time in the summer, they still working on their NBA game, and they weren't about that. And we played that in the hood in the park.
Right.
So they're not about to go back out there like they came up in because it's too much to risk.
Yeah.
You know, we was on 15th in Susquehanna.
Yeah.
So we in the heart of the hood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which us New York City kids, we don't care because that's where we play Rucker at and all that anyway. So we cool, you know what I mean? Sewing the holes in the heart of Brooklyn. Right. Even though we not from there, I ain't doing anything different than what we might. We just don't know y'all names.
Who did they put on the court when y'all went?
I don't even remember. So we just mixed the teams up. So it was a lot of us and one guy. We put like 6 of us on one side, 6 of us on the other, and then we mixed in a couple of other dudes from Philly like that.
Okay.
So I don't even remember these guys' names like that. So.
Do you remember who y'all played when y'all went back home to New York to play that?
Well, so that's it was a mixture of different guys too. We mixed kind of in with, we mixed like 5 or 6 of us, and then we got some of the guys. So like Future played. I gotta look at the tape, bro. This shit long ago. Man. You know, we getting old, man. It's long ago. But a lot of guys that played in summer tournaments in New York, or played a lot of pickup ball in the summer leagues in New York, throughout New York City. Those were guys who played, man. It was, they just came with it.
Right. Yeah, I remember. I think the episode Sauce didn't play at all, but y'all went back home to New York.
Because it might not have been a game for what Sauce do. Remember, Sauce is the one to do all that shirt. Flick the ball, make me think he threw the ball there. Like Sauce is nice with that. Like, I don't care. Sauce, nobody can do that like Sauce, man.
Right.
So I salute to him, man, for a guy to come up with all that stuff.
When you started to see what y'all gave birth to, because y'all gave birth to a whole bunch of shit happened after y'all came up. When you go places and you would see somebody do something, was you amazed? Like, damn, he doing my shit.
What I'm amazed,
like just from them seeing it on a tape, like, damn, he got it.
I'm a fan of I'm happy for everyone's success.
Right.
So when I got a chance to see somebody doing it, I'm like, it wasn't he got it from me. It was, dog, you better than me at doing the tricks.
Right.
So almost every one of them I looked at, I'm like, nah, they better than me doing
You really believe that?
They're better than me doing trick stuff.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's different than saying they're better than me at basketball. Right. No, they're better than me with doing, like, I couldn't do what Hassos do. I never knew to put the ball in my shirt and make the thing go all the way around and come out my shirt without having to stop somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to fake that thing. So I tell it's like being happy for the next man's success.
No doubt.
You know, in the world of that we come up in, of being crabs in the bucket. Right? You need that world we come up in is as soon as that one crab try to get, we snatch him back down. No See, me, I was the opposite of that for these dudes. I could literally go to them dudes and be like, every city we went to that saw that he was doing, I'm like, yo, you better than me doing that trick and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Now, as your whole entire game, I couldn't tell that because it wasn't true. You weren't better than me at that.
Rafer Alston, also known as Skip to My Lou, Southside Jamaica Queen, and you watching Gully TV.